Hello, everybody. So I just thought I'd do another session. This trading with using the on-demand think was with, and just so that we continue to practice and polish our skill up and throw in some new things in there. Hopefully, the last time I did it was on Thanksgiving Day, but we had a little small mishap. Wasn't the best, but we did. I did show another thing that I usually do, the cover call to help hedge against any falls. So I hope to be doing that again today. So the same setup, the same setup as before. Random stocks, random date from December 7th, 2009 till today's date, which is the 29th of November 2001. So we're gonna pick one date from there. Still gonna use my handy dandy Excel sheet to do my risk management to help with it, help calculate out how many shares to buy, sell, to hold, right? And where to sell it if I want to sell it. But okay. So the random date that I got is 2016, April, the 6th of April. Okay. So let's hop to that. 2016. First the year 2016. April, right? I think that is 6th of April. Let's hop to that. Date's already set. Let me show the balance. Balance, we reset everything, right? So reset everything. No more positions, nothing. All right. Now let's get to looking at the charts. Now, one thing that I do encourage everybody to do is eventually I want you guys to be able to filter out stuff that you trade, right? Because not everything you're gonna touch is gonna be gold. So if you can find a common technical analysis or a common thing that you see on every chart of any stock that you look at, right? And you trade that one thing over and over, eventually you'll build this habit of just looking for it, right? Then you can build a scanner to just look for that pattern, you know. And that's what I've done. So this my watch list here is just looking for a pattern, and my pattern is really simple, right? So I and just in case that you guys were wondering, see, so my scanner here is very simple. It just looks for stuff that are uptrending, basically things that are above its 50 moving average or 50 moving average, 200 moving average. That's it. It's very simple, as dumbed down as possible. So, in case any of you guys are wondering, that's all I look for. Now, we could even go as simple as just looking at one of the public ones that they have, right? Something like let's see, Oop. A public one that they have. Maybe you just look at like the top gainers, right? Or just look at Spy 500, right? Spy 500 is 500 stocks and Spy, and just trade those. Even if you just look at that, right? The same setup, same technical analysis, whatever you use, if you keep looking at just that, eventually you'll find a pattern, right? Right. And when you find that pattern and you just keep trading it, maybe it will do well. So let's go with just stuff that is in the S&P, so Standard and Poor 500, right? So basically anything in SPY today, anything that I haven't touched yet that was in SPY. So we just keep doing that, right? So usually I like to buy stuff that is above 50. And the reason why I stick with stuff above 50 is if I want to do something like sell contracts to help hedge, like I showed last time, right? To help hedge, that was on 3 times. So let's put it on simple, right? If I was looking at something to help hedge, stocks about above 50 are stuff that will normally have weekly contracts, right? Weekly contracts, they will have monthly contracts, and sometimes they will have decent spreads, right? Pretty decent spread. See, that's only like 30, 40 cents spread. If you have stuff that's under 20, right, or under 50, you're gonna have monthlies, right? Very few of them will have weeklies like this. But sometimes I don't know if the spread would be that good, right? Where it would be so little premium here to where you can't really help hedge, right? And that just helping hedge it is just one tools that you can use with option, right? You can also use options to help you generate some income while you're holding shares. So that's one thing I try to filter out, right? When I do buy stocks, right? And my preferred way of doing things is I like to buy multiples of 100 shares, and then I do cover calls on them, and I keep doing that. And when I get to a significant amount of gains on that position, I hedge that position when possible, not all the time, when possible. So think of it as having a tool belt, right? You basically have a tool belt, right? Your most used tool, maybe it's your hammer or your screwdriver, right? You have that, and when there will be times when you have to switch to the screwdriver versus having to use the hammer. And then you have different types of screwdrivers. You have a flathead, you have a Phillips head, right? And so you have to know when to use it. So just looking at this, let's pick a few. I did ADAS before, I think. Uh, so this just limit myself to stuff that's in S&P 500. So this is a common watch list that any of you guys have access to. So this shouldn't be anything that's new to you guys. It's Standard and Poor 500, right? It's nothing new. Everybody has access to this list. Or if you just want to do the lazy way, just get an ETF that is doing well right now and go off of their list and just trade whatever is on that list. Most of the time, a ETF will have stuff to help filter it out, right? So the research is already done for most of them, but still have to do your DD. Right. So I have never traded this stock before. It looks pretty good. ZBH. I don't even know what it is, but ZBH looks good. $100, right? So let's make another list right here of things, potential things to buy for this session, right? So this is two watch lists. One is buy and one is watch. Just in case I have things that I want to just watch, right? And so buy and watch. I don't into a thing where I'm looking at something and I think that I've gotten it, but not. Right? So I have a ton of watch lists on here. Let's remove some of these. Okay, so all right, so our first one that I see and I like is ZBH. So ZBH, let's put it on here. ZBH watch. SYK, I believe we traded this in a previous video. So I'm not going to be trading that one. PH. PH looks good at the moment. I'll put that on my watch. To keep things simple, I'll stick to 3 at the moment, right? Just to pick 3 random ones. So stick to that rule of, in a given month, if I lose more than 6%, I'm out for that month. I'll have to wait for another month. And that's so that it slows down your losing streaks or my losing streak. And I hope that you guys have a way to slow down your losing too. Not everybody is good enough to where they don't have any losers. So if you are a person that haven't had any losers, man, maybe you are the best trader in the world. But if you're just like me, you probably have to come up with a plan to as to how you're limiting your downside. See, let's pick something down a little lower. I haven't traded target before, but I think I should know how that plays out. So skip that. Has bro MDT. Let's trade MDT. I like the setup here. MDT. All right. So let's just focus on that. Close that down. Focus on these three. All right. Link it to the one. So if they're all linked to one. So if we click on one, it will go to our next one. Okay. It'll go to the screen. So let's look to see where we're at with these charts. And so we'll start off with the monthly, right? How I always do, I do it from backwards, right? The highest time frame and lower. So it looks like it just had another run. Build up consolidation area here. It broke down, consolidate for a little bit, and then it bounced back up. So I think this might be in the midst of a consolidation before it goes back up. So that's what my thinking is in this case, right? Thinking is it's consolidating and it's going to chop up. Our highest time frame is showing us that is happening. Our middle time frame, the weekly, is showing the same thing, right? This consolidation period, but from here we can draw out. From here, I can draw out where I see resistance and some support, so we can define those ranges even more. These ranges are not hard ranges. They're flexible ranges, so you can see they dip down below before. They're not hard resistance. Right? We can even say that this could be a support area, right? Depending on how many times you want it to touch, right? I think I like the bottom line better. I might go to that one. Gives us a little bit more, just in case it gets topped out. Right? So we're close to the top of this range. So we can either watch this for a breakout play where we get in at when price is up here, or get in when price is close to here. So this is a watch for now. Nothing to really do yet. And then our daily, my daily chart, that what I use it is where I use it for entry, right? Not that I use it for, right? I use it to time my entries more to get a better risk to reward. So that's what I see on MDT. On PH, I really like it in the monthly. It's just been climbing steadily, right? And it took a dip, so it's recovering from that dip. The monthly is showing me that. The weekly showing me the same thing. Shows me that it had a run, probably taking a breather. We could probably catch it down here, this level, right? There hasn't been any support because it's been running. Took a dive down. Then we haven't seen it form any new support yet. So, because it broke out of here. So this could be right here, 106 could be a support area that I want to look at for, right? So this right here, and it looks like it is showing. So another few days on this one, just before we enter, before I enter. This one's good too. Zbhdx is good. Looks like it took a dive, right? Recovering. So on the monthly, that's what it looks like. On the weekly, I'm drawing this area right here. It's a old resistance, right here. Try to break out, bounce down, right? Let's see where it goes for the next few days. So I don't see anything that I want to jump into just yet. So I'm going to step it out a few days. Right? Step it out till, let's go to the 8th, see how it behaves. So we see a little breakout here on Zbhdx. This could be a breakout If it is a breakout, I could play this 105. That could be one area. Here, it's definitely holding above here. So that's a good sign. I could definitely get into this one. And this one just got rejected off the top, right? On the daily showing us, got rejected off this top. So since it's a Friday on here, I don't want to, and in real life trading, I wouldn't want to open a new position on that day because just 2 days, it could open Friday, a Monday, pretty bad. So skip to Monday. Miss a little bit of profit is better than taking a big hit by just jumping in blindly. Okay, so MDT definitely took a hit. Zbhdx hanging in there, doing well. I could take a position now if I want to. If I take a position now, as opposed to later, I could probably catch the run up. I think it could have the breakout right here, right? Breakout. I don't know if I want to yet because if it is a failed breakout, it could break down below here, below this low right here, 105. This one, it seems to be holding. I think I would probably more likely to get into this position. So MPH. Electronics. It's probably gonna go down a little bit, so I'll wait down there. So let's get a position going on PH. I like the position on PH. So I'll set my stop down here at 104. At 105 right here. Probably it's too tight. I'll go 104. 104. So we'll round out on that. So 112. 112 entry. 7%. $8 risk. $2,000. At 2%. Even 200. So 250. So just by 250. Just by 200, not 250. All right. 200 market order fill. Go right ahead, set that stop order. Do it in this order. Get your order in, your stop in place. Click a cancel. Practice makes perfect. So you keep practicing this. And it doesn't, your trading style don't have to be like mine. Whatever you want to practice. This is just showing how you can use the on-demand, just showing how things that I do. Just to give you guys a tip, right? Not saying I'm the best out there. I know for sure I'm not the best out there. But having some strategy is better than having no strategy. Something that you can employ over and over and have some manageable and some predictable gains is better than not having anything. All right, so that's our first order. So we'll keep a closer eye on Zbhdx just so we can add. We have $77,000 left to allocate, but I'm good with that. So let's go to the 15th. 15, you can see Zbhdx, we should have took that, but hey, it's coming back down now. So maybe it'll bounce down here. Maybe that'll be a good time to add in. All right, watch that. This one, you could definitely see it's holding here. The development out of it, we're up $300 now. Very good. This one, it retraced a little bit, but received some resistance up top. All right, that's good. Let's go another week out, the 22nd. Step things out a week. All right, so we're seeing a support form here on Zbhdx. What I do is going to draw this right here. See if it breaks. This is on the daily. I'm not going to extend it because on the daily, we don't know if it's real yet. If it is real, we can get in there, right? Zbhdx, maybe a breakout here. But maybe we could play this breakout, right? It's just we caught it right at the right at the breakout, right? So we could catch that at the breakout. We could say, right now it's 79. We can set a stop at 76, 79, 76, right? And at 79, oh, it's 76, right? So 3% risk. I like that. So 666, 600 shares. All right. 600 shares by market. Now I don't care about my I don't care about getting the exact limit of things as long as it's in the ballpark, right? That's why I always do market orders. Market order guarantees you will get those shares. It just doesn't guarantee your price. That's why I go over estimate. I round up, right? So 2 orders now. You can see the first order PH is now $600 up. MDT we just added. Let's add our stop in. Stop. We're in at 79. We're out at 74. All right, 74. Look at it. Oh, 76. 74 wouldn't be low. So 76. Out at 76, right? My mistake. Cancel. All right, so 600 share sell. Good till cancel. All right, 76. If it gets stopped. Okay. So let's go on. And we only have, so let's move this to current position, right? So our current positions here, we have one that we're really looking for now. This next one, right? So we have $30,000 left. Hopefully that's our last position that we can put on for this one, right? All right, so it's not bouncing here. We keep looking at this one. It hasn't bounced. Zbhdx hasn't bounced yet. It's still going a little bit higher. But this one, this is where we got burned by playing it safe and not playing the breakout, right? This one, it's hugging that resistance level. I would prefer it to climb up even higher, but hugging that resistance level, that support level, old resistance, new support, it's still pretty good. It's hanging in there, all right? So you can see $200 up on MDT, $800 up on PH. We look at PH, right? Look to see where it is on PH. So if there's anything that we need to be aware of and be cautious of. So we look on the monthly, right? Maximize this, the monthly. I say the first area we really need to be concerned about is the 120 level. So 120 level, I would draw a line here, right? 120 level, because that's where after its initial drop, kind of bounced in that level and it couldn't hold out, went through, right? We could even say that this was the start of it. That's support, all support right here, right? All support and sort of over resistance here, right? But this was like over resistance that it couldn't break above. So I think I'm more inclined to look at 120 as it approaches. But we could draw this zone here just to see where it is. So on the daily, you can see this is where it is, this daily. We're right at the bottom of it. You can see there's a little bit of resistance. And when you see that little bit of resistance, maybe it could be a good time to start looking for a hedge, right? So we're up about $800, right? We got it in the 111, right? 112, 111, and we're now to 115. So not too bad for just a few weeks. All right. Let's jump to the 6. Let's give it a week to see what it does. So you see, so week here, bounce down. But this right here, is maybe it'll bounce off the 50. Maybe. We haven't been with it long enough to really know what the stock is going to do. But let's look at MDT. MDT is holding this level right here. It's been holding it for a few days, about a week. So that's good too. Zbhdx is holding this level. So at this point, maybe it could be a good time to start thinking about adding a position. Seems to be holding this, but this weakness right here has me concerned because if it can't push any higher, I think it might retrace down to the 110 mark, right? The 110 mark. So $300 up on MDT, $88 on PH. Not bad. It wasn't up too much, so I didn't really care too much to hedge it. All right, so 13. Zbhdx went higher. Again, we lost an opportunity to add. So that's the nature of it. Sometimes you lose some, you win some. You get some, you don't get some. So Zbh, pH right now, pH is hugging that 50 day moving average right here. Very good. Still hanging in there. MDT took a jump, right? Went up $1. So this is definitely showing that there's some support here. It's gonna take off here. Shows it's been consolidating. I think it's not gonna come back. Right? Just price action. You can see price action here. This is the picture that it's painting. So on the 13th, we'll have another week, the 20th, and look, it's back to test some support. Right, back to test some support for MDT. pH definitely went down. We have our stop to keep us safe. $2,000 loss, nothing bad. So let's see if it hits this stop loss. I don't think it's gonna do that, but anything can happen. So Zbh inching forward. It did show a little bit of strength to begin with, but it's slowing down. It's not pushing higher with the same velocity as before right here. So I don't think this could really do. I think it might have lost a little bit of steam. Maybe it'll come back, retrace down to the 113. Maybe we can enter in there. But all right, let's look at our gains. $200 down, $1,000 up on well, almost $1,000 up on MDT, right? And this whole time, all we've done is just really looked at the market, and we placed 2 trades, and we're just babysitting it. So another week, right? I went from the 20th to the 27th. Another week, you can see everything's done fine. You're just basically waiting, watching. We missed another chance on Zbh. I think we're just gonna keep on missing that. Damn. All right, Zbh we missed that opportunity again. MDT doing really good. pH 500, very good. So almost $2,000 up, 2%, and about 2 months into the trading here. Right, so pretty good. 2 months in, 2%. Right, we done 2 trades. Right, instead of losing anything, we gain some. This is just stuff right off a SPY. Meets the criteria. Get it. So let's go to the third now. Right. So looking at the charts, right? This could be a resistance area. So it could go for a double top. MDT. Let's see if there's any new areas for us to be concerned about. This. Okay. No new area. We're actually pushing all-time highs. So at the moment, nothing really to be worried about. We're not any significant amount from our entry. So I'm not going to put in a hedge to try and protect anything because we basically have almost nothing in the trade or almost nothing in gains. Right. So we jump to the third, another month in. And wow, MDT is definitely doing well. pH is hanging in there. It's right up at that resistance. All right. Maybe this time it'll have enough strength to break through. Zbh setting a new support area. Right. So maybe this is a new support area. Maybe this is the time to get in. So what I can do is if I'm looking to get into this trade, I can slowly step to it one day at a time. So I'll go to the 20th, right? Since we're on that Friday. And on that 20th, June 20th, right? So hold on, let's go back to the 17th. Was it not the 17th? No, I think it was the 3rd. All right, so the 3rd. So we jumped a little bit ahead ourselves there. But if we go to Friday, right? So Zbh, right? Zbh. So let's look at our performance. We're about $3,000 up, 800 on pH, about $2,300 on MDX. We're pushing all-time highs on it, so very good on it. And as these ones are doing, our concern is to try and get into P, right? So since I have already jumped to the 20th, let's just play it from the 20th. We have already seen it played out. So the 20th, right? The 20th, we jump to the 20th. pH is still hanging in there, hanging at this resistance level. We can see it bounce. That was a double top, like I said, right? So double top, it went down, it went up, back up again. Maybe third time is the charm. If not, I think it's going to die down, right? So we can step through this. Zbhdx, it came down, came to this level right here. Used to be old resistance, right here. This little range right here. We're a bunch up right here. You could probably get into a position here. It's close to that 50 moving average. So, good support here. We could set a stops. We could even set a stop here at 112 or 112 or 113. I said 113 is better. So 119 and then 119 out at 113. So far, we've only done 3 trades. Right, 3 trades, so 300. Let's see, if 3, we can buy 300. If not, we might have to trim it to 200. Okay. Oh, we'll have to trim it to 200. So let's trim it to 200. We're not going to use our full portfolio because 200 is going to give us some little leftovers. Right, $7,000 left over, or 6,000, almost 7,000. All right, so now we're in 3 positions, and each of them is posed to lose us only 2,000 when they get stopped, and because 2,000 is 2% of our account, you see most of them have already done really well. Okay, so our stop is 113. Put in that 113, and in a live market, right? Live real market, every 3 months, this will expire. So you have to remember this and carry it forward. We'll renew it every 3 months, just to keep it going. Good to cancel. 3 orders, 3 stop orders, 3 positions. Okay, so we're about, for MDT, we're pretty significantly up. About 3,000, almost $4,000 up. pH is hanging in there, is positive, but it's not really doing anything significant. I think it has some room to break. So definitely pH. This right here, that first hurdle right here, is definitely gonna hurt us. And I don't think that it might not have the strength to break it. So let's step through it one day at a time. Right. Yep, definitely. It does not have any room to any strength to break it. You see, this is bad for us. So when it's bad, we could decide if we want to take a hit, or what I would do is, I see that there is some resistance there, right? Some resistance there right here. What I could do is I could do a cover call, right? A call on pH. I could do a cover call for anything up here, right? Let's see if there's premium. Right, so pH, unfortunately, it has monthly only, but it does have something for 20 days out. So I don't think it can reach. I don't think it could reach 115 within 24 days. I think it could reach 114, but just in case it falls through, 115 is where I can get out. Right, so we have 200, 115. We could just buy it at the bid or sell at the bid. So we sell 2, like $200 or around $200, right? 140, 140. So 145. So we collect about 290. 290 pushes over $7,000 left to do whatever with. All right. Let's look at MDT. MDT is suffering a little bit I'm not too concerned with it because it's still riding this trend pretty good. So it could come down a little bit towards 180 level, but I think it'll do fine. I don't think it'll push any lower than this, but it could. It's hanging in there. So our next one, Zbhdx is still hanging in there. It's not doing so well yet, but this is posing as a resistance, right? So it died from there. So let's step it through. Let's give it to the 24th, right? Go to the 24th, see how things do. 24th, so you can see it try to push through this resistance level for ZBH, and it fell through again. So, but it's holding this 50 EMA level, which is a good sign. Has a chance for it to bounce back up. So PH, right? PH definitely fell through here. Right now we're at the 24th, right? Let's look at the contract. So it looks like we have collected looks like we have collected quite a bit of it, probably more than 80%. So we could probably get rid of this now because the only thing that's really left on this position is only about 62 cents. So the total amount that we could have collected is 157, right? And the only thing that is left of it is 62 cents, right? So we took 157, 60, 94 cents, right? 94 divided by 1. 94 divided by 1.7. About 60 cents. 60% on it. We still have 21 days. So 21 days, and we're down on this position. So what we could do from here is I can close this out. Right? So we buy back. And the spread is not that nice. So let's get that. Let's just keep holding it. Okay, keep holding it. Try to collect as much as possible. See if this will hold. Okay. MDX, been holding. Definitely dropped down here, but it bounced back up. It's holding. Trying to make new highs. ZBH is still holding. Let's jump another week out. See what happened. All right, so it definitely has some strength. It's coming back up. Maybe a retest of this. Maybe a breakthrough. ZBH. PH is taking a drop here. So this would have gotten stopped out if we were to go back to right here, the 27. If we go to the 27, we would have gotten stopped out. All right, so 27. So we see what happened. Right, 27. Right, went below where our asking price is, or our stop is. Right, so we get out of that. We would have collected the full order of this right here. We close out of that too. Right, so we got stopped out of PH. So it having a cover call does help us eliminate some of the risk, right? If we didn't have that, we would have taken the full loss of $2,000, right? But having that stop order in place, or having that cover call in, we minus about $300 off of it, right? So this is because the difference here is because that stop didn't happen right at our stop price of 112. And so this is a $2,002, almost $2,300. So it negates about close to $300. That's why the total loss for that position is only just about $2,000. Sorry. So that keeps it so that we are just about even. And as we can see, PH, right, in the next few days, PH does come back. So we go to the first, pH does come back right here. But now I don't know if maybe this was just a false breakout, right? A false recovery. Maybe it's gonna drop down more, right? Because it's gonna use this as resistance and then come back down and continue this downtrend, right? Maybe that could be the case because it was on its way down before. And we thought that this could have been a bounce play, right? So maybe this was a better position to short, which since I don't short, I'm probably gonna just sit it out. I'm a long only. Maybe I just sit it, I have $27,000 left over. Maybe I just look for something else to play, something that is better for my style, right? So maybe I just sit out pH. Maybe just look at the S&P 500 again for whatever and trade whatever better fits my style and the way I want to trade, right? Right. Look for another opportunity. pH was saying maybe pH isn't what we're looking for. Maybe pH wasn't what we're looking for. Right. But our other positions are doing really well. They more than make up for the loss that we have or have incurred in pH. So here MDT there is up $5,000. Zbhdx is up $400. It's very good, right? So if we look at this one, we were in at 79, out at 67, right? That's our stop, right? So our first target is at 65, then our 3x is at 88. So it's almost at 3x. That's 87 right now. This one just barely starting. So we could look at something to trade. Try to find something that is just begun, right? Just begun its move. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. So Ecolabs. Right. So we'll remove pH right now and we'll look at ELC. ECL, Ecolabs. Right. Thinking this is, so looking at the monthly, this is what I see. I see a range here. Consolidation, right? Big range, but definitely good. So it's really gonna, we can watch this for a few days before we even jump in. All right, consolidation, and then right here a retest of the highs. It's either gonna break out or it's gonna fall through. So at the moment, it's too close to that resistance. I want to play it as a breakout, so I'm gonna hold it for a few days. MDT is definitely holding in there. It's continuation of this play where it's bouncing off the 50. Breakout play, trending play. Zbhdx is hanging in there. So let's go back to ECL, and then step through it 1 week at a time. Right, July 4th is a holiday. Let's go to July 5th. Right. Ecolabs, you see, definitely got rejected off of this. Maybe we can wait for the bottom and get in again. Zbhdx down a little bit, so I think this might have been a failure. So since we're only $200 up on it, I think I can just close out of this position. $200 up, I don't want to risk, since it's the third time touch of that resistance area. I want to sell out of this. I'm not committed to anything of it. I'm going to sell out. Right. So I only have one position now. For Zbhdx right here, we're going to cancel this order, right? Because we don't have it anymore. So we only have one position. We're still we're about $3,500 up on the year. So Let's continue. Now we have two positions that we're looking at. We only have, and this one that we're looking to get into. So let's jump another to the end of the week, the 8th. This one's hanging in there. It's right at resistance. I don't want to jump in yet. This one's continuing. Zbhdx, unfortunately, we were wrong again. It fell through and it just jumped up, right? So one of the times where we should have just kept it. We had our stop in. That's why sometimes it sucks to let yourself do it, because and it's almost better to just let the trade do its thing, right? So one of the lessons I'm always learning, one of the things that I learned. That's why usually I like to just place my stop and let it go, right? Because I never know what's gonna happen, and if I play with it too much, then I try to micromanage stuff. I don't maximize my gains, right? So, all right, but what can we do? So let's continue watching ECL. MDX is doing well. We're almost $6,000 up, almost $4,000 up on the year. The 8th, so let's go to the 15th. So Ecolabs, we have a breakout, or the start of a breakout. Now we could play that breakout. So Medtronics is at 3R3X level, 88, right? A little bit above it too, 88, $6,000 up. Now we have something to protect. Right? Now we can even say, look at it and say, what's the chance of it, like the likelihood of it continuing? Right, 3X. I like the position. I like the structure right now. Even if it comes down a little bit, I'm fine with that. I think I'm fine to just let this one go and do whatever it wants now. I don't think I need to babysit as closely as possible, as closely anymore. But let's enter into this trade. So this trade, right? Let's trade in at 122. Let's see. Depending on how deep we want to go with our stop. Right? I think our stop, if we put a stop at 116, let's see how the risk to reward is that. So 122, 116. Oh, by 5% risk, not bad. It's 300. We can get 300 shares. I do like that. We do have some free floating capital, so 300 shares. Let's do that. All right, 300 shares and market. There we go. 300 shares. So 14 grand left over. Probably not much to do anything with. So I'm okay with just having two positions. Create a stop order. Stop order 300 shares. We said 116. Okay, 116. Yeah. And good to cancel. All right. So we learned from our two mistakes from before. We were messing with it, and we got out early, and we also got out way too late. But our stop was in there to protect us in this one, so we took the full loss. But this one we got out early, and we missed the breakout, right? The breakout again, the continuation pattern right here. So we got out here. So let's just let the stop do its thing. Same thing with the other one, right? MDT. I don't want to do any work. I'm a lazy person. So far we've done 4 trades out of the year. So let's jump to the 22nd, another week. Good thing about on demand is you can keep jumping it through weeks, see how things perform. So far, we've only entered in about 8 orders. Yeah, 8 orders in the year. Well, we've only done 4 orders pretty much, but 8 round trips, right? Wait, 4 round trips, 8 orders, to buy and sell everything. So Medtronic did take a little bit of a fall. We're sitting at $4,000. ECL is like it have been a false breakout here, but it's hanging in there. Maybe it'll continue, right? So let's jump another week. We're in July of 2016. We started in April. It's only like about 2 months in. Right? ECL's not doing too great, but we have our stop in place. Let's keep going with it. All right, now jump another week. So we were at the 29th. Let's go to August. And look at that. Right? Our stop has allowed us to stay in the position. And now ECL is up. Metronics is hanging in there. Right? Hanging in there. Stephanie is a little bit slower now, but both of them are up. We're still $3,000 up for the year. So we're in about, we started in April. So we're about almost 4 months into this, to the market. Made about, let's say, close to $1,000 a month for if we're doing it 3, but $750 if we were doing it month for month. All right, let's go 12. 12 things are hanging in there. At the 12, things are hanging in there. Not too much going on in those summer months. $4,000, so up $1,000 a month now. 26. These summer months are usually just slow. Not much going on in those summer months. I don't know if it's just people not trading or people taking vacation in the summer months. What it is. So far as I've been trading, summer months aren't the most exciting. It's usually Q4 that's really exciting. And that's why this trading style works so well for me. It allows me to just step away. I don't have to worry about anything. Let a few months go by, a few weeks. Sometimes I do take a hit like here, right? Maybe I could have gotten out here, right? But if you're doing that, you're micromanaging. You're letting too many emotions come into play, right? Sometimes it burns you, sometimes it doesn't. Just how you prefer to trade. There is no wrong way. All right, step another week out. Almost got stopped out in this one. Almost. False breakout here. Came back down. I think it will get stopped out. If we go another day, right? We go to that Monday. Pretty sure it's gonna get stopped out. And it bounces. It didn't get stopped out. 20th. Maybe. I think it still may get stopped out. But if this goes to show, right, this series goes to show, I hope that one thing it does show you is that you never know what's going to happen in the market. Like I thought it was going to get stopped out. It didn't. It's hanging in there, hanging by like a shoestring. Right? You can try it if you're a day trader, yes, and you succeed at that, and that's an environment that you like and you like the stress of it, more power to you. This is the way I like to trade, and this is the way that I feel like it gives me a life outside of just looking at charts all day. At most, I put in a few trades and babysit them for a few weeks just so that they make it out there. They have some gains to sit on. And then once I think that they're doing fine, I let it go. I prefer to do it that way, and doing it that way, I think will prolong my lifetime as a trader. I still consider myself a trader, uh, even though all I'm really doing is just watching the market and letting the market play itself out. And so this one definitely took a turn. You see this zoom down. I think this time it may get stopped out. It was close. It almost triggered the stop. They got right to it and then bounced back up. Electronics is taking a little bit of a hit too. Things like this, we have no control over it. They have a mind of their own. They do what they may. This one, yep, got stopped out here. So the stop order will trigger once it fill. Yep. Okay, no biggie. Just that one position. Zbhdx holding this level. It's good here. We could probably even get into here. It's actually pretty good for me. All right. So I also hope to show people that, hey, I'm not the best trader out there. Not even close. All right. But a little risk management goes a long way. It keeps you there. Right. You can see I had so far I only really have one trade that was really good. And I just need that one trade to do really good. Right. And just the magic of time and compounding, it works for me. That's just my style of trading, though. People don't have to do the same. Maybe people like more action, right? So 21st. So let's go wait till that Monday just to see where it goes. It's okay. So it bounced off here. That's a good sign. Zbhdx, I will get in 123. So 128 entry, stop 123, right? 128, 123, 400. Let's get 400 shares. Now, the correct way to do this is every time you would take your full here, right? But since it's so close to 100,000, it's always just gonna be like close to 2,000. So I don't need to really fine tune it too much. But the correct way is to put your exact amount. It give you a more accurate 2%, but I'm not trying to nickel and dime everything. I like to keep things simple for me. Oh, oh, did I put a limit order? I think I may have put a limit order. Oh, we're above. All right, so it's 300. That's why I didn't trigger. Okay. 300. Okay. So 300. All right. Let's go right ahead, put a stop order in. Sometimes having a stop sucks, but it's when you don't follow the rules that you get burned. And will that thing continue to go down even more? What if it crashes and burns? Then you're just sitting there on even more loss. Right? So, all right. I see things turn for the better. MDX is hanging in there. Let's see. Let's continue. Let's make it through September. Let's go to the 28th. 28th, still no good. 27, that would have been a loss. Yeah, another loss. That should have triggered 123. Oh, it's because it's sitting at 123.60 right now. Okay, so that's why I didn't trigger. It was if it was a day earlier, it would have triggered. So we go back to 27. Right. Stop order, pre-buffering stop order would have triggered. All right, so you can see. Yep. So we took another loss. We're at 95,000 now. Right. And MDX did take a leap, but let's jump to this now, and it's hanging there. Now let's not. We did trade a PH from before too, so let's put PH back on here. That's something to watch and maybe get in the future. And look at that. We forgot to look at PH, and what does it do? It hurt us. It just tells us, hey, you forgot to look at me. But so I did a gap up here, Now this could be a good entry here. Now we're just fishing for winners. So I set this for 95,000. Right. $5,000 on the year. Say this is the gap up. So the gap, let's say the gap is from 115. I think that's a good thing. 115 is the stop, and 121. We're just fishing for winners now. We're not doing anything crazy. All right, so 300. Let's buy here. So we just need, everything is still hanging in there. This is still hanging in there. pH still hanging there. Let's put our stop order in. 115. All right, so 2 orders, 2 positions. Okay, 2 positions. Step it out. Let's see how things go. Hey, look at that. pH is doing well. MTD is coming back up. Even exciting. Exciting again. MTD fell. Bounced back up and fell. pH is going crazy. $4,000. So we definitely saw that gap. Definitely went up. So as we're seeing MTD fall, you might want to consider it. We could have done it all the way back up here, but we're still sitting on some gains. We're about 1,500 in. So maybe if we like it as a stock, right? We like it as a stock. We're looking at the charts, right? We like it as a stock. Maybe we think that it could bounce, right? Or maybe if it, if it falls some more, it could eventually come back to where we got in at near that 78 or even down to 75, right? Because if it goes back into this range, 72, it could be all the way down to 72. Now we could put a hedge in. That's totally up to us. A hedge in pH. pH, maybe it come down to here. For pH, what's different is we need to update this. So definitely that was some resistance level that it really just took off from there, but it broke. The one thing to really look at is that it broke this resistance on the monthly. Now I could come back and use that as support. So we've seen this. I'm hesitant right now. Maybe we could put in for a month out. So a month out, we're in November 18th plus December 18th. So right around here. If we fall, we could definitely go to 75. Maybe we hedge. Maybe we just hedge the 75 strike, right? So MTD, maybe a month out. So we'll go 30 days. Just for the heck of it. 30 days and all the strikes, right? All the strikes. They don't have. Don't have the 85. Oh, they don't have anything lower than 85. Okay. So it's not right. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong date. We're in 2016. Let's see. Okay. So these will be better. All right, so 30 days out. Let's do the 75. I think it could fall. If anything, the worst case, it could fall to 75. Oh, not analyze. Let's do that. 75. Let's see. We have 600 shares. So all right, let's do this. Let's hedge with the 75. Right? So that means that we have capped our gains for the moment. So 6 here. So we free up $3,000. So you can see we're at $10,000 right now. So 3.5. See if this will trigger. Sometimes Thinkorswim, the on-demand. This is why I don't really like doing options on Thinkorswim on-demand, because it doesn't like to trigger, even if you put it to market, right? Something odd about it, right? Yeah, even when I set it to market, it doesn't do it. Yeah, it doesn't like to. It doesn't like to fail. So we'll just cancel it. All right. So we'll just say we'll go with whatever, right? We'll just do shares for now. We'll just see how it plays out. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get stopped out. But PH is doing well. So if you're a person that really pays close attention to your portfolio, unlike me, don't be like me, and use these targets. Right? These targets are your targets as individual to look at, right? For where the price has to be and what are your winning ratios. So 3 times your reward, right? So you win $18 per share. You could do that. You could trade off of those. Me, I'm lazy. So I set it once and I just let it go for as long as possible. Sometimes I do get hurt. You can see for positions like this, I got pretty hurt, right? Turn a loser, basically a winner to a loser, and so on and so forth, right? So the better you do, you don't want to micromanage, but you also don't want to undermanage. Right? It's a sweet spot. But depending on what you trade also, because if you find a good stock, you don't want to mess with it too much. Right. So now we just have PH. And this one definitely gapped down. So wow, right at this bottom. So maybe we could play it again. Watch it a few days and then play it again. Or maybe it just continues going down. Right, Zbhdx definitely gapped down. Ecolabs went down. PH is going crazy. So, at the moment we have a bit of losses, but we're still hanging in there. We're at 93, so we only $3,000 loss on the year. Definitely not bad. As we go to December, let's see what has happened as we go into December, right? So we're just hanging in with one position for now. We still have $55,000 free floating, but we have a position that's doing well, PH, and we're just gonna continue watching that. Right, the other ones, they're not doing so hot. We don't want to really. I don't really want to look at any other stocks. I want to wait on them, maybe play them again. Right, this allows us to do. We're not revenge trading them. We're letting our winners run, and we're just hanging there. So we're almost right to break even. All right. So December 9th, still doing really well. These guys are hanging in there. So right at the bottom of this, we can watch it for another few weeks, maybe get in again. This one, it's hugging that resistance line though. You know, when it does that, I'm not sure if what's gonna happen. I think it might come back down. There's not enough strength there. This one, you see it bouncing off the support again, right? The support zone right here. It's definitely showing some support. A gap down, but I think it might do it again. So another week will be better than just jumping in guessing. So yeah, it's holding in there. pH is coming down a little bit. MDX is holding this. All right, so another week. Just watch it another week. We're going into Christmas week. That came down. pH went up. Failure here. I think this is gonna die. This one's holding the bottom. All right, so we go to New Year's. Everything is still doing pretty much more of the same. All right, pHs went down a little bit. Let's go into 2017 now. 2017 is going to the first week, the end of the first week of 2017. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year. So we see this. All right, this is holding in. pH is holding in there. Good. We have some gains now, $6,000 of gain. We're about break even, which is 200 or 2,000 or about 1,600 from break even. But I think what we want to do here, seeing it met with some resistance. I don't like it on the monthly. You see this? We literally had 2 months where it just didn't go anywhere. I think it's gonna come back down, and it could go as far down as maybe the next 2-3 months, maybe 110. So we can hedge, start hedging. Let's go to February, right? 110. How many shares do we have? We have 300 shares. So we get 3 of these. Let's see if it triggers. If it does, it will be great. Nope. This time. It's not triggering. So maybe if we do it lower, right? We just take a lot lower. Maybe it'll trigger. Just a flat 30. Nope, still won't take anything. It probably won't even take market. Yep. But if we did that, we would have a hedge on that would protect us for a $9,000 drop. So our gain will be capped at $6,000. But if it drops, we are protected for $9,000 worth drop. So basically all of our gains and then $3,000 of losses also if it was to drop. And from there, let's look at the other one. So this one, it definitely broke down a little bit down below this support and resistance area, came back down. So if I was a person who was looking to add, which I still probably am, this I will keep an eye here just in case I see anywhere there's some support. And why this is good, still good, because even though the daily chart is looking bad for us, the weekly and the monthly is still pretty good, especially if you're more into a long-term trade. Then you stick with these two, and as you can see, this chart right here. Right? Maybe we play at the 200 bounce, or if we go off of the monthly chart, which I definitely do like it more. We're looking right at this 50 bounce here. Let's give it time. Let's go to the 13th. Friday the 13th. MDX is holding. PH going to retest all-time highs again. Hedge would have worked against us in that point. It's also a good thing it didn't trigger. That reminds me. It's a good thing it didn't trigger. Okay. Let's jump to the 20th. 27. Keeps making new highs, so that hedge would have hurt us. So we would have just taken, if we would have placed a hedge on, we would have just decided, hey, it keeps going higher. Do I want to hold it, or do I think that eventually it's going to come back down? Right? That's questions that you always have to ask yourself. And yes, you're always going to be limiting your gains, but that's why it's good to hedge when you have gains. So if you're happy with the gains, right, you'll just be sitting on more gains, right? You cap your gains and you're protecting yourself against the downside. That's why it's good to place a hedge only when you have a significant amount of gains, especially if you're thinking that a deep fall will come. If it shows, if this shows you anything, I'm really bad with my timing. That's what it shows you. All right. This one's holding. This one gapped up a little bit. So damn, maybe that was the bottom. Maybe this here could be a good play. But I like this one. I think if this has formed that there's some support here, right? And then it went back up into this range. So maybe I can get into here and set a stop at 70. 70 in at 75, out at 70, right? 75. Right. Let's get 3. We're at over 1 grand again. Oh, 100 grand again. So we can put 100 grand here. 4 100 plus 400 shares. Ooh, that's sell. I'm gonna go buy. All right, market. Let's put a stop order in place. 70. Now let's hope that this time it just keeps going. It just goes. It just rockets. It just moons. Goes to Mars, Jupiter, Pluto. All right. It's hanging in there, bouncing up. Very good. This keeps making new highs. It's just a little bit above highs, but it's good. We're $1,000 up. It's about, we started in 2006. We had a rough, crazy year, 2006. We're in 2017. We're about 1% up on our account. And we keep going. We keep going. So let's just jump months now. We've done enough weeklies. Let's jump months. I want my money and I want it now. I want my money now. All right. So let's see. We're sitting at 13 grand total, 5 grand total. And PH definitely went crazy. We're at 10 grand now. So we had a hedge and we kept it on, we would have hurt. So definitely, if you do have a hedge and it goes against you, definitely learn to cut it. Right. That's something I'm still learning too. It's not just for you guys. This is tips for me too. I'm always constantly growing with my tool set. Right. Learning when to cut it, when to not be stubborn. Right. You can't always be right in the market, and you should never aim to always be right. You should just adapt to what is happening and go with it. Right. As you guys can see, even through this video, this session, the amount of times that I've been wrong, and just the skill set of just telling yourself, "Hey, I'm wrong. Uh, let's live to trade another day. Let's live to make another dollar some other day." Right? That will go a long way. Let's go to the 31st, to end of the month. Right? So it's hanging in there. PH is hanging in there another month. MDX is definitely going up even higher now. Right? So sometimes, man, maybe I'm just through this video series, I'm just proving to myself that the best strategy for me is to just buy and put in my stops and let it do its thing. Maybe just not touch it, just not touch it as much as I think that I need to. Because man, some of these positions are doing really well, and I don't have to even touch it. I set my stop in to know how much I can lose, and then maybe I just walk away. Or just watch every now and then back again and see what is. Maybe this is the true breakout. I'll put a position here. $26,000 left. All right, let's do it. All right, so it says stop. Let's do 119. 119 and 126 out at 119. 26, 19. 5% risk. Okay, 280. So let's do 200. Let's hopefully we could do 200. If not, we just do 100. Let's see, confirm. Okay, there we go. We can get 100. Oh, cancel replace. Let's do market. 25. Okay, 5,000. Okay, so was it? We said 119. So let's do 119 out at 119. Right. So out at 119. Sometimes it's just the game of patience. That's why they say patience is a virtue. Never know what the hell this thing is gonna do. Market is just unpredictable sometimes. Right, so we go to the first. So the first of April, the third, the first trading day, April, the last trading day. Let's see where I'm sitting at. We're saying $6,000 gain. Right, definitely PH is one of our leaders at the moment. PH just keeps climbing higher and higher. Let's go to the 28th. And it's struggling. The first time we're seeing it sort of struggle with this right here. So at this moment, I think in real life, if I was trading this in real life, I would be telling myself, maybe I need to add a hedge to it just in case, right? If it drops, the 200 is at 140. So maybe within the next 30 days, maybe it drops to 140. Right. So PH the next 30 days. So let's see. But I don't think it will trigger. So 130 here. And the good thing about doing this kind of hedges, it frees some of your capital. So when you might think that, hey, you need all this capital that's frozen up into these positions to do it. But if you do in the money like this as a hedge, you free up some capital to do whatever else you want with it. So 3, right? So 3 here, so 3,000. It'll be close to $9,000, right? 9,200. That you could do whatever you want with, right? So I would have placed a hedge there, but it didn't trigger. So it sucks, but we work with the tools that we're given. So let's step it out another month, right? So the 28th, let's go to May 1st, 1st of May, right? So we definitely do see a little fall in pH, just a little bit, nothing serious, but hey, that little hedge would have gone up a little bit, right? So it would have been money that we didn't lose. All right, so we go to the end of May, and it's struggling. You see the struggling here. So that hedge would have protected us here. This drop right here. All of our other ones are doing well. $8,000 up, so close to 8% for about we're almost a year into our trading, and we're about 8% up. So that's pretty good, being a year in. All right, so that's the second. Let's go to the 30th. So sideways action, which is really good too if you're hedging, because whenever you get sideways action like this, your hedge actually makes a little bit of money each day due to theta, right? Time decay in that contract's value, right? You make a little bit of money each day on theta burn. MDX is going up, and way. ECL is still hanging in there. We're $20,000 up on all our positions. Overall, we're up $11,000. We're going into so that was our first full year already. So, right, so we go to the end of July just to see what happens. So this is, you can see it's slowly creeping. pH is slowly creeping up. So if you still have that hedge open up, maybe you cut it for small losses. Or if you think that it since it's just slowly creeping up and a dip might come and you're happy with your gains, right? Keep in mind that when we thought of hedging, we were up at 12 grand. 12 grand. So it captured 12 grand, but you are set for any downside, which is good, because any downside, right, that happens, you are safe from it. For me, I'd rather cap my gains and then ride that position for however long, and then eventually if a drop does come, I stay with it, because most of my positions are long-term in nature. So I plan to stay with them for a long time. So my goal is to protect myself and stay in a position for as long as possible. And that's why I do hedges. Even if the stock keeps going up. So you can see here, a hedge would have protected us here from this drop. And I think it could just continue dropping from there. Right, so that's it is dropping a little bit. These guys are getting hit too. Summer months. Oh, right, September. Part of September is known as a bear month. In general, it's a bad month of the year. But not for pH. pH went higher, so it went down and went higher. So the hedge would have hurt us. But if you would have capped yourself, at market here around 65. That goes up to here. You're just sitting and it doesn't do anything, right? So 18 grand total up. So 10 grand total. And now since we're not really babysitting anything anymore, let's jump years, right? Let's go to the beginning of 2018 and the end, right? So as we learn to not do anything, right, anymore, let's see how the portfolio behaves as we don't do anything. We don't do any more micromanaging. We just let it run. So we're up 20 grand, 2018, right? At the end of 2018, it's December 31st, at the end of 2018, last trading day, or one of the, yeah, the last trading day of December, right? We're sitting at 10. So beginning January 2019. So sitting at 10 grand. Go to December 31st, 2019. 46 grand up. December 2nd, 2020. COVID. Let's see how it does in COVID. All right, COVID year. I think it goes up. So it's pretty buffering. I think it goes up. $71 grand. Right. So not bad for something that you get in and it doesn't really do anything. That's why I aim to stay in my positions for as long as possible. I hedge whenever possible, or when I think is possible. Or if I think a drop will come eventually, or maybe if it's a small drop, I hedge for a little bit and then try to stay in, maybe cut my loss every now and then and stay in. So 26. This is as much as long as we can go. 26. Right. Just the last Friday. Boom. We're sitting at $83,000. So just by doing nothing, we got into 3 positions, right? 3 positions, and basically, what I basically showed them is that if you play it and you just basically buy and hold, it's probably the best. No, but you can micromanage, do micromanage, know how much you're gonna lose, how much you're, basically setting your stop, and then going with it. Yes, you're gonna take a bit of a hit every now and then, but for the most part, it keeps you safe. And when you do find a home run, try to ride it out as long as possible. You can try to hedge every now and then, but even hedging, as you can see, the times I do hedge, hedging does help, but that's as long as you are happy with your gains, right? If you're happy with the amount of gains that you have already, what hedging allows you to do is it allows you to stay in that position longer, right? It capture gains, allows you to stay in that position longer with the chance to maybe not losing those shares. And in the meantime, you have a little bit of free capital to get in maybe a starter position and another opportunity that you see. That's the power of it. And that's what I can't show here because of the limitations of on demand. But that's one of the things that allows you to do is if you're actively watching other stocks on your watch list or any watch list, right? And you see position and you say, I'm happy with my gains on this position. I'm gonna hedge it, and then using whatever money I freed through that hedge, I get into something else. Right? That's the power of hedging, and allows you to get to another position, and maybe that position does perform a little bit better, or does perform a lot better. Right? That's something that you have to decide yourself to see if it's something that you want to do. But I've also shown that, hey, if you just let your money grow, it will grow for you. This is when money is working. Right? Yes, it does take a bit of time, number of years, and the patience that comes with it. But this style is not for everybody. But this style is for, it's very low stress. You can see we didn't put too many positions in it, and also not too many orders. Not many orders throughout the years. And definitely time is working on our side. Definitely, if you are a younger person, this may be a style that will better fit for you. But a lot of young folks, they're really into day trading, and they think that day trading is the only way. And this channel just exists to show that there is a way outside of day trading. Maybe you're not fit, you don't have the characteristics to shine, to really be successful day trading. So maybe this style is a style that you can employ, bits and pieces of it. Maybe you can tweak it to your advantage, so that it's a little bit more hands on, since my style is more hands off. But that's all up to you. But for like anything, please, if you have any thoughts, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know, leave a like, and also let me know if you watch this video or make it this far or anything. And like that, we'll just end it here. I thank everybody for your continued support. Also, I hope that you guys learned something. It's I don't know of too many other channels that does the same thing. And if you do, feel free to let me know. So, leave a comment with their channel in my comment section. Maybe I'll look at how they do things and maybe I learn something. But anyways, thank you everybody. Hope you guys good luck in the markets and stay safe and trade well.